Transformers. The name alone strikes fear into anyone above the average moviegoer. Sure, the movie series' writing quality is apparently below more than just average, some of them being the absolute worst cinema has to offer. But how do they, or did I guess, make so much goddamn money? 'Cause of giant fighting robots, duh! Yeah, it's not too hard to understand. Autobots versus Decepticons. It's cool as hell, and if it wasn't, I wouldn't have spent so much money on it. Ain't no better example of a Transformers movie that has such subpar writing, but has such badass robot battles that your average Transformers fan, like me, has to like it, is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Yeah, this movie is rough, with such moments that after 14 years, they still get made fun of. And trust me, we will get into those moments.
Enemy scrotum!
Now, I wouldn't say this movie is the worst of the entire saga, of the first trilogy most definitely, but it doesn't even come close to the depravity as movies like, The Last Knight. Jesus Christ, I get scared whenever I mention it. But I can assure you, this movie is one hell of a fun time. And without further ado, this is Michael Bay's Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. The movie starts out with Optimus Prime monologuing over ancient Earth, showing ancient humans going to war with each other while he's talking about how the human race is capable of both great compassion and great violence. He then talks about the realization about how the Transformers and humans have met before prior to the last movie, and we see ancient humans come across Cybertronians. And you might be wondering, dear viewer, it's a bit weird to drop such a bombshell in the first 5 minutes of the film, but trust me, in this movie it's pretty much tame. By The Last Knight, we come to the revelation that the Transformers fought in World War II, killed Hitler, and somehow also worked with Harriet Tubman, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. We see these ancient humans try fighting the Cybertronians, which goes as well as you can expect when you think of cavemen fighting giant robots. The title is shown and we cut to present-day Shanghai, China, where a supposed toxic spill is happening, when it's really the Autobots searching for Decepticons. We learn the American government has set up an elite Autobot and human strike team to hunt for the remaining Decepticons. The said team finds a Decepticon, who's disguised as a giant excavator, but he runs away and they chase both him and another one. We're then formally introduced to pretty much the most controversial characters in all of Transformers. Yes, even more than that piece of shit Hot Rod, Skids and Mudflap, who are going to prove to be more racist and overall disgusting than you thought could be possible for a movie about robots from the 80s. Sideswipe comes in, who proves to be one of the most badass characters in this movie by doing a backflip and slicing one of the Decepticons in half in his first scene.
Damn, I'm good.
Even knowing how bad the writing in these movies can be, they just know how to pander to people who like over-the-top, almost cheesy moments like me. The excavator Decepticon proceeds to go on a rampage in a busy highway, so they drop in Optimus Prime to deal with him. Seriously, how did something like this get covered up? Oh wait, yeah, it's China. Optimus Prime proceeds to tell the robot that's like 4 times his size and destroying dozens of cars to pull over.
Pull over!
Yeah, Prime, you might as well turn off your body cam at this point. Prime incapacitates the Decepticon, and before killing him, he tells Prime that Earth is not his to rule, and that the Fallen shall rise again. And Optimus, faced with such a confusing yet seemingly important statement, just gives a goofy one-liner.
Not today!
And shoots his face off. Yeah, I guess Prime really is the type to turn off his body cam after all. After that, we cut to the Witwicky household, where we learn Sam is leaving for college, because yes, this kid is smart enough to go to college, and we participate in some really cringeworthy scenes.
Look what I found. It's your little baby booties.
Oh yeah, and dog sex, because that's real important to show in our Transformers movie. Why are you like this? Sam gets a call from Michaela, and, okay, listen, obvious horny teen pandering aside, who the fuck sits like this? There must be 100 different ways to apply something to a motorcycle than this. While on the call with her, Sam realizes a sliver of the Allspark from the last movie got stuck to his jacket, and the Allspark fragment burns Sam, which causes him to drop it, and causes the electrical appliance in his kitchen to become alive, including everyone's favorite Dickbot. You know, make a masterpiece figure of this guy. That would sell well. Dickbot and friends wreak havoc in Sam's house, and he calls Bumblebee for help. And Sam, right after Bumblebee saves him and his family's lives, to his request by the way, proceeds to get angry at him and tell him to go back to the garage. You're a dick, Sam. Sam retrieves the Allspark fragment as the fire department arrives and meets up with Michaela, where they go to talk to Bumblebee about Sam going to college, where he tells Bee that he's not taking him, and Michaela undresses? What? Why do this after you go to Sam's house and not before? What is wrong with you? Sam tells Bee that he has to go with Optimus Prime and the other Autobots while he's in college, and Sam goes to have a shitty dialogue with Michaela where he gives her the Allspark fragment for safekeeping. A Decepticon named Wheelie, who's disguised as an RC car, finds out she has the fragment and transmits the information to Soundwave. Yeah, that's Soundwave. Totally see the resemblance there. Bitch all you want about the head crest being similar, but if you didn't flat out say he was Soundwave, I wouldn't have known. We cut to a US military base.
Booty call right here. Time to get my sexy on with green. Green? No, green is mine. I'm called green. It's supposed to hurt. It's an ass kicking.
Was the goal to make sure these two cause problems with this film? Because Jesus Christ, they're insufferable. As the humans are talking about important information, Soundwave injects his robot sperm into a satellite. Optimus tells the US general about how the Decepticons they've encountered during their missions seem to be looking for something, and how the most recent Decepticon, who Prime killed with asking no questions at all, delivered a warning about how the Fallen shall rise again. Prime also tells the US officials that he doesn't know what the Fallen is, as the only documented history of the Cybertronian race was lost with the cube. Great going, Sam, you fuck up! Director Galloway, a new character, proceeds to berate Prime for the Decepticons still being on the planet, and the dumbass decides to exposition dump so hard that Soundwave learns from him that Megatron is at the bottom of the sea, and that there's another Allspark fragment at a military base. Galloway proceeds to make the inference that the only reasons the Decepticons are still on Earth is because of the Autobots' presence, and makes Prime agree to leave the planet if it comes to best suit national security. We cut to Sam and his parents at his new college, and Sam goes to meet his new roommate Leo. And Leo turns out to be a conspiracy theorist who believes that the Transformers are real and runs a website all about it.
Listen, okay? Don't be sucking the sack, bro.
Which sack?
Let the ball sag.
That's the Michael Bay certified dialogue, folks. Truly Oscar-worthy in my opinion. Sam's mom gets high on weed brownies, and just watch this.
Pretty girls. Hey, you. My son lives in this dorm. Only recently had his cherry pop. He didn't know I was in the house. I heard it all.
Hey.
Hey, Professor, I'd do anything for an A.
I feel like Michael Bay was told he needed to add extra scenes to fuel the runtime, and he went, fuck, you know what? Just write in the script the mom gets high and then runs around the college campus. We'll go from there. Now returning to something actually interesting, we see Soundwave deploy Ravage, who is just pure nightmare fuel in this movie, to the military base where the Cube Shard is being held. Ravage throws up a bunch of little beads that are tiny little Transformers, who combine to make some sort of weird, flat, 2D-esque Decepticon. The Decepticon kills all the US military guys with Ravage, and fuck, we cut back to Sam in college. God damn it, can we have anything nice in this movie? Sam goes to a frat party while he's supposed to be talking to Michaela, and while he's there he starts getting weird visions with Cybertronian text, and starts writing the text in cake while seizing. A girl notices this and tries to come on to him, but then Bumblebee randomly comes to Sam's rescue, telling him to come with him. The random girl joins Sam and Bumblebee, and Bee tries to save Sam from the random girl. After the girl leaves, Bumblebee takes Sam to Optimus Prime and tells him about the Allspark fragment that got stolen, and asks Sam to convince the US government that the Autobots can be trusted. But Sam, because he's a little bitch, tells Prime no and leaves.
You don't need me.
We do more than you know.
And not really. You replace him right after the next movie. We then cut to a cargo ship when Ravage lands on it, and it's revealed that the construction vehicles on board are actually Decepticons, and they go underwater to resurrect Megatron. They find his body, and Ravage deploys another little Decepticon, who says they need more parts to resurrect him, so they kill one of the Decepticons. R.I.P. scrap metal / random Constructicon. You were a real one. Using the shard, they bring Megatron back to life, and he destroys the submarine that was surveilling them. He then flies to the Decepticon warship, the Nemesis, and announces his return.
Starscream, I'm home.
Lord Megatron, I was so relieved to hear of your resurrection.
You left me to die on that pathetic insect planet.
Someone had to take command.
So disappointing.
Hatchlings, careful, fragile.
Even in death, there is no command but mine.
Ah, yes, Starstream torture porn. Finally doing something from the original cartoon. Megatron meets up with an ancient Cybertronian named the Fallen, who is one of the 13 primes we saw in the beginning of the movie, and the Fallen tells him that the Allspark's knowledge is not lost, but is actually inside Sam. How he knows this? I don't even know. He probably hasn't even been to Earth since the scene we saw in the beginning, so best not to question it like the other hundreds of plot holes we see in this movie series. He also tells Megatron how he awaits his return to Earth, where he was originally betrayed by his Prime brethren, and that Megatron has to kill Optimus, who happens to be the last Prime. We then have to cut to Sam taking a lecture in college that's for some reason being taught by Dwight from The Office, where this scene plays out.
Stars! The work of Albert Einstein.
Finish your book and there's only one problem. Einstein's wrong. Energy doesn't... Break down the elemental components of energy on a single constant K rate. Extrapolate reach of the 14 galactic convergences took the Sentinel Prime expedition and receive an echo on a signal. You wind up with a formula for interdimensional energy creation and mass light along with the classical...
Young man, I will not be punked.
I learned two important things from this scene of Sam having a seizure. 1. Sam actually mentions Sentinel Prime in the pillars from the next movie, Dark of the Moon, which the fact Michael Bay actually planned and put thought into this trilogy is crazy. And 2. The Prime Video version of this movie's cast list shows the cast of young Sheldon, which I don't even know how that can happen. Oh yeah, speaking of Prime Video, this scene used to be the cover photo for the movie on the site, because this is the scene that will get me to watch a Transformers movie, Shia LaBeouf having a stroke. After that experience of a scene, we see Michaela going to her father's workshop, and while she's there, the RC Decepticon that's named Wheelie, who's also voiced by Tom Kenny just like the twins, Jesus Christ, can this man get a break? Spies on her as she's on a call with Sam. Sam tells Michaela about the symbols he's been seeing and how the cube shard probably caused it, and she catches Wheelie as he tries to get the cube shard, and she burns his eye out. She locks Wheelie in a box and tells Sam she's going to his college to see him.
Anything suspicious to carry on today?
Yeah, live bomb!
I just love how Wheelie doesn't even try to say he's in there, but just fucks with the TSA. Truly an American patriot. Sam starts writing the Cybertronian symbols he saw on his dorm wall like a true schizo, and we see the Autobots roll out due to a reported Decepticon threat. The weird horny girl goes to meet Sam at his dorm while he's having his breakdown.
Kick counter.
The horny girl locks Leo out and tries coming onto Sam.
Together. They're genuinely amazing.
A Transformers movie, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, listen, hold on, boundaries, flag on the play. Okay, I'm very ticklish.
We have needs, Sam.
Let me remind you, a Transformers movie. Sam almost gets molested by her, and oh my god, she's a Decepticon. Sam's getting diddled by a Decepticon. Michaela walks in.
Is that your girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Ex.
And all hell breaks loose. Yeah, the girl Sam almost gets fucked by was a pretender. Those weird gimmicky figures from G1. Only Michael Bay would do such a deep pull from Transformers lore to satisfy his robot domination fetishes. Sam, Leo, and Michaela run away from the Decepticon, and they try to drive away from it, and it tries to lick Sam with its weird tail thing?
Kiss this bitch.
Okay, I'm sorry, but was Megan Fox the only woman they could have cast in this movie? Like, were the requirements for the audition female, attractive, has basic motor functions, but not acting? Because I feel like acting's pretty important in movies. As they're driving away, a Decepticon helicopter proceeds to grab them and they take them to Megatron. Yeah, there's no way you can survive that with, like, no injuries. The damn Transformers are weaker than the humans' plot armor at this point. Megatron bitch slaps Sam and pins him down. As I said, Michael Bay has a robot domination fetish.
I'm going to kill you. Slowly, painfully. But first, we have some delicate work to do.
Also, props to Hugo Weaving. I know he said he hated his role as Megatron, but he did a really outstanding job. The little Decepticon medic examines Sam, which includes putting a robot slug that crawls down his throat and back out again, and the slug somehow shows Megatron and the medic Sam's memories, which include the Cybertronian visions, and they come to the conclusion they have to dissect his brain. Optimus Prime drops in from the roof, with Bumblebee coming in as well, and they defend off the Decepticons as the humans make a run for it. Sam hops in Prime as the others go in Bumblebee, but Megatron catches up to Sam and Prime.
Waste of metal. Junkyard.
Jesus, Optimus, all he did was try to dissect Shia LaBeouf. Was it really deserving of this? Optimus fends off all 3 Decepticons as Sam's running, and he's kinda losing, but he gets a second win as he says this kinda cool line.
You'll never stop at one. I'll take you all on.
God, he's so cool.